Well, did it. So I feel like to this point, my journey as a runner has been a little bit different. I did not grow up running. I did not run track or cross country or anything like that. Rental car secured, about a 2-hour drive or so up to Duluth. Let's do it. It wasn't until a few years after college where I picked up running, and that kind of stemmed from these mountain adventure hunts that I always really wanted to do. I grew up hunting and things like that, but I saw some of these guys like hunting out in the West for elk and mule deer, and they just treated it like a huge endurance event. And they were these like mountain athletes. And I looked up to people like that, and I thought, that's what I want to do. Okay, so plan for the day. It's Friday around 8 o'clock in the morning here. The race is tomorrow morning. I have a few friends from back home that came in yesterday. They're up here with their families, and we're all on like different schedules. So I'm gonna meet up with them today. At some point, I'm gonna pull over and pick up some groceries. Got some bagels, bananas. These are organic. I normally don't really care about that, but the regular ones were all green still. Just some Cliff Bars and honey. I want to make sure I'm getting enough carbs in throughout the day and definitely have some stuff for the morning. But tonight though, we're doing the spaghetti dinner at the expo. So that's gonna be huge. All right, next stop, Duluth. So it was only just a few years ago. That's kind of where my running started. I remember this 3-mile loop around where I used to work was this huge thing for me. I remember being so scared, thinking that was gonna be like my long run. Every time I went and ran, it gave me this feeling of overcoming, not thinking I could finish that run, or I then like pushed myself for another mile or 2 miles and consistently kept overcoming. There was a lot of days where I don't want to do it. There's still those days now, but I fell in love with that, and it gave me this sense of control, and I just kept coming back to it. Okay, just pulled in to where I'm staying, so it's pretty tough to get hotels and Airbnbs and things like that here in Duluth. So there's a few colleges around here that rent out some dorms to people looking to stay for the marathon, and I was reading some stuff on Reddit and everything, and people have said like if you don't need much, like this is the move. So I'm spending the next 2 nights at the College of St. Scholastica, and I don't know, looks pretty nice. College dorm. This will do. And then I think it's that curiosity that keeps bringing you back. So it's like, okay, I did that. What else can I do? This was in 2022. I signed up for a full marathon at that point. And I remember, again, being scared to death. But it was the Pittsburgh Marathon, and gosh, what a crap show that was.
Weston! Weston, you got it! You got it!
I remember finishing that race, and I was just so drained. I was definitely underfueled, definitely undersalted. Didn't know how to prepare, but I crossed that finish line at 3:37, my first marathon, 3 years ago. I was feeling pretty rough, but that really sparked, you know, again, it's that curiosity. What else can I do? Can I do this faster? So in the fall is when I spend a lot of time hunting, and that's what I truly love to do. But throughout the rest of the year, I really found that I love training for not just those hunts, but I get some races on the calendar, and that's what I've been doing the last few years. So since then, I've done multiple more marathons. The following year, I did 3:14 in Pittsburgh, and then I ran another marathon and got 3:01.
Wes Homa, ladies and gentlemen.
Good job, Wes! Nice job!
And that really sparked this sub 3, and it just came through, just keep showing up and just kept running. Then finding little ways to get better, finding what a speed workout looks like, learning more about nutrition, pushing that weekly mileage, all these little things. And then you just keep stacking days. Following year, which would be last year, I ran Pittsburgh again and ran 2:56.
You got it, Wes!
You got it, Weston!
Go to Boston, baby!
Go, go!
I was really excited because my dream has been to go to Boston, and that qualified me at that time. But at the end of the year, I found out the cutoff time was several minutes beyond that. So just because you qualify for Boston doesn't mean you make it. They take the whole pool of people that qualified, they have a set number, and then they have to cut it off at a certain point. So last year I qualified for Boston, but I missed the cutoff. So this year, the huge goal was to make sure I go to Boston in 2026. All right, let's do a little shakeout. So I found Grandma's Marathon with a couple guys from back home and made the trip out here. And the goal has been 2 hours and 50 minutes. And I remember setting that goal this last fall. Scared me to death. Very similar to being scared about that 3-mile long run I had several years ago when I started running. So it's really just the same pattern. You set a new goal that's bigger than what you've done. It's scary, it's intimidating, but you just keep showing up and then you will progress and you get to it. That's really been the commonality year after year, day in and day out.
All right, that's it. That's the shakeout. 2 miles at 6:58 minute per mile. And I was like trying to hold back. I was just kind of like running in circles basically and like up and down these hills off on this sidewalk. And I'm just so like fueled, ready. Like I'm just totally had to like hold back. A few times I looked down, I was like at like 6:15, just trying to go easy and but I'm just so fueled. I'm ready to go. I feel great. I feel like I'm on a bunch of pre-workout and caffeine and I'm not. So like body is ready to rock and roll. Big confidence boost. Now it's just time to carb up, try to just take it easy on the legs. I'm gonna go to the expo, get the bib, see the guys, big dinner tonight, and just take it easy and enjoy it. The work's all done. Now it's just, we're just cashing in. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
So I set this goal of 2 hours and 50 minutes, knowing that that should get me to Boston. And that has been my dream. And I go into the late fall and winter after hunting season, and I just want to train as hard as I can. Well, one day, the end of November, I'm out on a trail run, and my ankle just snaps. So I had some small fractures in my ankle. They found some stress fractures in there too, and it posted me up on the couch for 9 weeks through the winter. And just that not being able to train, not being able to progress, starting to doubt the goals I had for this year, just all started to seep in, and it was tough.
Hi, it's 6:20. Yeah.
You are
Weston. Yep.
But I remember I prayed a lot. Once I was able to start running again and being active, I rehabbed so hard. I did all my PT, all these little exercises to strengthen up that leg and ankle and build back running, and it was just a long road, but just kept showing up. Still kept this 2 hour, 50-minute goal to myself. And at this point, there was a ton of doubt that crept in because I knew I lost endurance, but I wasn't gonna waver. This is what I knew I wanted, and that's what I was gonna do. So I go through my whole marathon prep. Next thing I know, out here in Minnesota and getting ready for this race. So it looks like there's a 30-minute delay throughout the whole day today. Really bad storms and high winds. Both races today are delayed by 30 minutes. So just gonna push back the whole fueling plan, everything I had laid out to do by 30 minutes. That's all. And just sip more coffee. I felt like I put myself in the best possible position to achieve this goal with the time that I had, all things considered.
I'm feeling really good. Really good. Just gonna cash in on all the hard work. And I was reading that book Relentless by Tim Grover. He was Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade's trainer, and he's like done a lot for a bunch of other successful people as far as like training, not just physically but also mindset stuff. And he talks about too, it's just important for his athletes or who he's training to just be you. Like before the game or before the big event, you just need to be you. And yeah, I think that was good advice that I read before coming out here. So just spent the day yesterday being present, taking it all in, having fun, having good conversations, listening to good music, and just enjoying it. It almost felt like I allowed myself to do that. But I think you can only do that if you put the work in. If you haven't put the work in, you're not ready mentally, physically. There's nothing you're gonna figure out the day before the race. You have to know that you've done everything you can and you know it's gonna happen. And I know I have. So it's good. I'm feeling good. It's gonna happen. All right, let's do this thing.
It was just time to go, lock in.
We're here. Time to rock and roll.
So I knew this race was going to be mostly flat, and I tried to hold back, but when that horn went off, I went out hard. It's tough to hold back because you're banking this time, and the miles start clicking off, and you're playing these games in your head where it's like, okay, I banked 10 seconds there, I banked 4 seconds there, I banked 5 seconds on this mile. And it's addicting to keep banking that time, but I knew that first 10 miles, things should be effortless. And I felt good, so I just kept moving. So by mile 13, I think I was at 1 hour, 23 minutes. I had a couple minutes banked, and this middle 10K I know is kind of like the dog days of a marathon. So I just wanted to keep a level head and hit a decent time, mile per mile, knowing that that last 10K, it's always tough. So to this point, there was a lot of downhills. We had some good weather, a little bit humid, but the cloud cover and the little breeze coming off the lake, I mean, it was great conditions for a race. But oh man, when you hit mile 19, 20 in a marathon, you get to that last 10K, you really see what you're made of. And it'll question how bad you want your goal. So then all of a sudden, the sun came out, the wind was really blowing back in your face, and you start going through twists and turns, and you're going up and down, and it just felt like a completely different race at this point from it was the first 20 miles. But you start going through Duluth and you see more of the crowds, and you're just feeding off that energy. And I think that energy is real. You can harness that, and it can really get you through those tough miles to the end. And I was thinking at this point, I felt like the race felt like smooth jazz. Things were going as planned. Miles were clicking, some hard parts, but overall we're making it through. But the last few miles just felt like rock and roll. It just got ugly. And I was just absolutely grinding just to finish. So luckily, for whatever reason, last night I picked up some salt tabs because I knew it was gonna be hot at some point during the race. The sun was gonna come out. I was nervous about taking them because I usually don't train with those. But at mile 22, my calves, hamstrings, just everything felt like they were about to just tear and everything was gonna go. So I felt like I'm either gonna bonk or I'm gonna take this salt tab and it's gonna push me through to the end. So I felt like it's exactly what I needed. It helped me just hold on. Mile 24 on was just an absolute nasty crap show, but that was it. You make this like last turn and there's people everywhere cheering, and with a couple hundred meters left, I look up and I see the finish line and I just see that time, and
That's it, Grandma's Marathon, complete. Came out for 250 and we're leaving with 2:48:29.
I did it. I saw 2:48 and some change, so I just ran through, and the official time was 2:48:27.
Man, this is just, I really felt like I ran my best race. I did come out hot, I just can't help it. That's just what I do. I think it was at like 1:23 at the halfway point. I had so much time banked. That middle 10K, I just wanted to settle in. I just wanted to keep a level head, get to that last 10K. I'm so happy. I feel like I hit my gels perfectly. I fueled perfectly this week. I hit every gel at the right time. Last night I picked up just some salt tabs. I threw one in at 22 when it was just getting hot. I knew it was gonna get hot today. And I threw that in, and that just helped me get to that last like 2 mile and a half. And then from there, I was just in the red. And I was just letting that crowd just like take over, and just everything felt like it was gonna tear, but that's how I wanted to end it.
And like, I don't know, during the race and even after, you just think about the whole journey you have as a runner. And this isn't like an overnight thing, especially for me. I don't feel like I was born to be a runner. I didn't grow up doing it. I didn't run track. I wasn't the kid that was like always running or just always had some special skill. But what I found with these races, it's way more than just that day of the race. This has been day after day, keep showing up, keep learning and growing as a runner, as an athlete.
That's like, 6.5 below a BQ. Yeah, we're going to Boston, baby. A 250 goal, ate that up. That's what we do, that's why we train hard.
And man, the feeling you can get by overcoming a huge goal that you set out for yourself, that might even scare you a little bit, and then just showing up day after day for weeks, months, or even years. Keeping the promises you make to yourself, following the plan, sticking to it, showing up on the days that you don't feel like it, slowly building, and then have it all finally come together and achieving that goal. Man, it can just do wonders for yourself. And I just hope people can find that, whether it's in running or whatever else that excites you in life. Because I've looked up to a lot of people that have inspired me over the years, and I finally decided I wanted to take action and start pursuing those dreams that I had. And I'm nowhere near where I want to be.
Left no doubt, knew we can do it. You just gotta believe in yourself, figure out what you want, show up every day, put in the work, and that's it. That's the magic.
And I think you just need to believe in yourself. And then as you continue to show up day after day and put in the work, you're gonna get more belief and build more confidence. And then you're gonna get more excited about your goal. And you just keep up with that positive momentum and keep going. And you're gonna progress, and over time, you're gonna see results. So that's it. The goal of 2 hours, 50 minutes was accomplished from a guy that did not grow up running or anything like that. and I'm just stoked. So stay tuned. We'll be in Boston next year.